Welcome to Vignettes with Reddit. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. With multiple daily uploads, you won't want to miss them. Leave a comment with your stories down below.
I have nephophobia. Ask me anything. My friends were surprised when I told them, and then I was surprised that no one else does. Also, I'm really bored BCS of the lockdown, so edit. It's the fear of clouds. Do you have any clue why you're afraid of clouds? Do you also have a fear of thunderstorms, rain, or certain weather? What does this fear impair in your life? Like, does it give you anxiety around doing a certain task in daily life? Actually, studies say it could either be trauma, which isn't the case for me, neither does anyone in my family has it. It's just one day I was really scared of a pattern of clouds, and since then I can't look at them. Not really. I love the rain and snow. Lightning during thunderstorms does scare me, but I think that's normal. Except the fact I have my sister confirm that there are no clouds in the sky when I go in the balcony. It doesn't. Only when I do look at them. It causes anxiety for the following couple of days. This is the most interesting AMA I have ever read. I feel fear when I look at mammatus clouds, because they signal that weather is going to get gnarly. But fearing clouds has gotta be hard. They are literally everywhere. It's not that bad. BCS, I only fear night clouds. And I'd just avoid looking up. I have lapsophobia, the intense fear of tornadoes. I heard that all these weather-related phobias can be connected in some way. When did you start being scared of clouds? Aren't most people scared of tornadoes? I would assume so, but I have an intense fear. Probably more than most people. When I was a kid, a nasty tornado ripped through our neighborhood. Luckily my house was not hit. But I remember seeing the tornado out of my window, and I remember the panic my family had. So I guess my fear came from an emotionally traumatizing experience from childhood. Whenever I think or hear of tornadoes, I get intense anxiety, and the scene keeps playing in my head. Not to mention I used to have nightmares about tornadoes every single night, and I will occasionally get them now. That's what most studies show. These fears are mostly due to trauma or heritage. I'm so sorry you had to witness the natural disaster. Actually, if I hear of clouds, I don't really get anxious. It's mostly if I picture them in my head or actually look at them, I get scared. That sounds rational, especially since you had trauma related to it. What is nephophobia? Fear of clouds. Nepho is the word for clouds in Greek language. That's so interesting. When did you realize you feared them? I was standing at my apartment's entrance. I live on the 6th floor, so I was just look at the view, and then I see a weird pattern of clouds that makes a scary face or something. Since then I just can't. I totally misread this as nephrophobia at first and was like, fear of kidneys? Can't imagine having that. I study bio. I don't fear anything really, but have intense chronic anxiety. I've been in a straight attack for 2 days now, going on 3. Does your fear of clouds ever make you like that? Have you tried seeking help? An attack lasting more than an hour could be dangerous. Hope you feel better soon. As I mentioned earlier, my fear isn't too bad. However, I do get anxiety/panic attacks, especially in school, but that's mostly BCS of stress from exams. It's not that bad, not racing heart, just feeling anxious mostly. Like I can chill mostly and control it, but I had a bad one night before last and I'm still nervous, but no racing heart, some shortness of breath. Then again, I have a sinus infection as well, so at the moment, you should try clamming yourself with water/any other activity. Have you been sleeping well? You should be vigilant BCS. Those are symptoms, and sometimes people tell themselves it's not that bad and end up harming themselves more. God forbid. Hopefully that's not in your case. I'm working ATM. I don't feel anxious really, and yes, I do drink water. Yes, I've been sleeping fine. If I pay still and watch my breathing, I can go right to sleep. See, a panic attack is what you're thinking about. Those are severe short ones. Anxiety usually affects you anywhere between a couple hours to weeks at the time. However, anxiety isn't as bad as a panic attack. My anxiety got started with a panic attack, and now it's just medium level. Like, I'm not panicking, I'm just anxious. That about sums it up. If you want to link, let me know. I have a link that'll explain the distinct difference. Does it bother you when it's overcast and the entire sky is filled with clouds, or only when it is just a few and they well defined? Or both? Complicated. Both. My natural instinct whenever I see a cloud is to move my sight to some other part of the sky, but if it's filled then I'm obviously terrified. However, if there are a few well-defined ones, then my imagination automatically perceives it in some creepy picture, but I can look away. So, are you scared of the sky in general? What about a completely gray day? Or overcast day? Do you like sunsets? Do photos of clouds make you upset? Do you feel differently about big puffy clouds versus flat long clouds? How do you feel about fog? What about at night? No. The sky can be beautiful sometimes, and I take many pictures of it. A gray sky is usually during the day, and I only fear night clouds. I do. A bit. If they are realistic and of clouds at night, then yes. My fear is mostly because of my brain making up scary pictures from clouds. You know, sometimes you look at a cloud and be like, oh, that's a dog, and flat long ones make more defined, so they are a bit more scary. It's annoying in the car. Otherwise I'm fine with it. Only fear clouds at night. In the day I'm okay with them. I don't fear anything really, but have intense chronic anxiety. I've been in a straight attack for 2 days now, going on 3. Does your fear of clouds ever make you like that? Have you tried seeking help? An attack lasting more than an hour could be dangerous. Hope you feel better soon. As I mentioned earlier, my fear isn't too bad. However, I do get anxiety/panic attacks, especially in school, but that's mostly BCS of stress from exams. My brain does something called compartmentalizing, so I never really had or have anxiety towards anything. Clouds seem super random to be scared of. Do you ever try to rationalize it in your brain? Like it's just oxygen and water, there's nothing to be scared of. What about it causes you anxiety? I'm genuinely interested. It's just the appearance. Their existence in the sky. You're right. I've been to high places where clouds were literally on the same level as us, but we could feel them. I was unbothered and enjoyed the feeling. However, when I look at them in the sky at night, they get scary. How does your family or friends react whenever you're scared? Do they understand or mock you? I have emetophobia, which is the fear of vomit. At first my parents thought I was just being dramatic, but then they started to understand that this is a real irrational phobia. Thankfully they understand it. It doesn't bother me too much, so I haven't had any reactions from them. Neither do we really talk about it. I mean, that's not too bad. I'm scared of cicadas. My heart starts racing if I stay outside with them long enough. But clouds surely is a lot more debilitating. We all fear some things. It's not too bad actually. How do you think you got it? Was it genetics or inherited? I've mentioned it in another answer. Studies show it's mostly either due to trauma or inherited, neither in my case. I just suddenly started fearing clouds one night out of the blue.